My name is Fraser.
My name is Mark.
And we are the hosts of the geekiest show alive. To the outside world, we're ordinary geeks.
But in the Fab International Studios, we talk comics and find other geeks just like us. This is Geek of the Week.
Photos of Spider-Man.
Okay, when you hear the sound of J. Jonah Jameson, you know it's time for the news. But this time around,
Special news.
We're just, because like we said, it's 2019. We're going to do a bit of a special thing here. We're going to look forward to 2019. So this is Geek of the Week's look at 2019. We're going to start with films. Now this one, I don't know if we want to count it, but I put it in anyway, so we didn't get like people going, hey, you missed this out. But in January 17th to be specific, when we talk about dates, we're going to talk about UK times. Sorry, we're in the UK.
We're a British show.
That's what we're going to do. We've got Glass, which is, if you type in comic book films or like superhero films coming out in 2019, this does pop up, but it's not based off any comic books. It's
very much comic book inspired,
yeah.
Though. And, you know, I loved Unbreakable.
Yeah, I was going to wait and hear which one you loved. I was like, go on, carry on.
Well, I loved Unbreakable, and I never expected to see a sequel to it, and
no one else did until the end of Glass.
Well, exactly. So,
you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, M. Night Shyamalan, or however you pronounce
it.
Shyamalan.
Ding dong.
It's Shyamalan, isn't it? Shyamalan.
To each their own.
Shyamalan. Anyway, he's been exceptional, but he's also been
dismal.
So he's so hit and miss that I really want this to be a hit because Unbreakable was brilliant.
Yeah, I think Glass was a nice little return to form and people started to trust him a bit more, so this is hopefully... And
Glass?
Yeah. Not Glass, Split.
Right, okay,
Split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, I've not come from the future. That's not me saying that Glass is amazing.
Fool.
So I feel like you're like, oh no, Fraser's seen it or something. He's from the future. He's like I think I've been... reading a bit too much Flash.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. We'll review it on the show, yeah?
Yeah, January is probably going to be a bit dead for stuff, so we can have a look at it.
Yeah.
Unless we say this now, and then when January 17th rocks up, or the week of that show, there's going to be like loads of news, like, I don't know, they'll release another Avengers trailer or something.
We'll mandate that one for sure.
But we'll keep it on our records. We'll keep it on. I'm keen for it. You know, Samuel Jackson, Bruce Willis, and James McAvoy. What more could you want, mate? As superheroes as well. Looks pretty dope.
Yeah, does look good.
Now, a definitive comic book film is coming out March 8th, and that's Captain Marvel by Marvel. So, what's your opinions on this one?
Well, we talked about that when the trailer came out, didn't we?
We did,
and
indeed.
90s female protagonist, Marvel, yay, was what I was going at. And you know, we'll compare it to Wonder Woman being set in the past, which is, you know, it's an easy comparison. But I'm looking forward to it.
Really keen. She's a hero. They do the little thing with the trailer. It's like her and then O. I noticed when I was going over the Black Panther stuff, they put hero a lot in their trailers because they put hero in his, but then it was like hero something else and then king, and I was like, oh, and then I was just like, got me thinking, like, do they? And then I was like, do I check every trailer and see if they've done that? And I was like, I can't be bothered to do that.
That's your homework.
I'm just going to say it's them two that do it. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to this. It's really interesting as well because obviously they've released it in March to I think coincide with like Women's Month. They sort of did a similar
Women's History Month, yeah.
Yeah, they did a similar thing with Black Panther last year and releasing it in February. But what it does mean is
you got to remember that's America's Black History Month. Our Black History Month is in October.
Yeah.
But hey,
could you imagine if they made us wait until October for it? It's like, yeah, well,
that would have sucked.
You guys get on our level or don't at all. But yeah, so it's kind of like interesting because we talked about this last week when we talked about Black Panther. Black Panther was still in cinemas when Avengers Infinity War came out, and this means that without a doubt Captain Marvel's still going to be in cinemas when
unless
Endgame
it's
comes out.
terrible and no one goes and watches it.
Fingers crossed it's not.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think it will be, but
I think
I'll be heartbroken if it is.
Like, the end credit scene for Infinity War perfectly set up this film in itself.
Yeah,
that's like literally the top of the marketing right there. And
that may actually be
the
one of my
trailers were
favourite
pretty cool.
things ever in a film
Speaking to Samuel L. Jackson as well, like, this is supposedly the film he's going to lose his eye. And we joked about this when we talked about it. I was like, I reckon it's the cat that takes his eye out. There are more and more theories pointing towards it being the cat, and that the cat's secretly evil or something, which would be hilarious. And that's sort of like, I don't know. I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it.
Stop speculating. I'm just looking forward to it.
Kind of want to see it. Now, another Captain Marvel film came out, but it's called Shazam. Oh, look at that.
Meh.
For April 5th. Now, meh. Okay, then.
Sorry. There's quite a lot of meh on your list of films
starting
for me.
to get your opinions already.
Well, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but having read some Shazam because of this show, I'm not excited about
He's flossing. He's
great.
He's having a good time.
Great. Just because you can floss doesn't mean you should.
Did you? Feel like it is. It's a hard thing to learn, you know.
I learned it. It can't be that hard.
Have you seen that Google advert with the granny doing it?
Yes, I have. We're talking about the floss.
But to be fair, though,
a pox upon Shazam.
With that floss with Shazam, is that going to date it? And also, is it going to date it by April? Like, I feel like people aren't going to be flossing by. But to be fair, it's in the trailer. They might not have it in the film. Yeah. But I do like this whole youthful sort of. It's like, did you ever watch the film Big with Tom Hanks? Of
course, I watched the film Big with Tom Hanks.
Like, this is literally like put that in superhero form, which is why I'm kind of looking forward to it. And it's a more fun, whimsical side of DC, which
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not excited.
And these individual films have been working better for DC, and like that's what I'm hoping Shazam is just continues that thing, and they sort of see that, they see this and Wonder Woman, which we'll talk about later, and Aquaman, and be like, okay, this is what we should do. We should set up our characters before setting up these big events. So, fingers crossed for that. Now, another April's loaded. We talked about this, not last week, the week before, but Hellboy is coming out April 12th. Now, Mark, we got a bit of your opinion.
I was more excited about this than you were. I think it's going to be fun. The trailer made me think, all right. It didn't make me, like, wet my pants with joy or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's got that horrible shadow of Ron Perlman's
chin.
Yeah, well, his chin's just lowering in the background, and you know, some people say, "Oh,
amazing chin,
a shadow behind me." It's just the chin of Ron Perlman. He's just leaning on him, just being like, "Go on, see what you can do." But I really hope it's a big hit for David Harbour. Really,
I hope it's a hit too.
Enjoyed his work in Stranger Things. It just, for me, the trailer, it felt like I said, some of the comedy didn't land, and it just felt like he wasn't comfortable in the skin yet, or in the chin yet. Maybe he's got to get into that chin. And then hopefully it will all work out for him. But, you know, I'll have to wait and see. Again, though, it's like last year. There's a load coming out in April. Because I remember there was a big load of superhero. Oh, and Star Wars, that was the other one. I was trying to think what the other one. Because we had Deadpool and Avengers. And then Solo came out, which was ridiculous on Disney's part. Spread them out. Spread your stuff out. God.
Have you got Solo? Can you lend me Solo?
I don't have Solo. I'm not really a big fan of Solo, but
someone needs to let me Solo.
But let's go on to stuff I am going to probably definitely be a big fan about, and the major talking point of this year, which is Avengers Endgame.
It's all about Endgame.
It's all about Endgame.
We don't need to say anymore. It's all about Endgame.
To be honest, we could have just done this whole segment on Endgame. April 23rd in England. Yeah, boys, we get it free, and the UK. Don't worry, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Ireland and Scotland, you get at the same time as us, 23rd of April, as do other countries as well. So,
but America gets America. It after, today? Is it a week before?
Yeah, boy. Well, it's like 3 days because it was funny because they did this with Infinity War, so we always get it early, and then they were like, "Oh, Americans get the same day as the Brits," and we were like, fair dues. Like they usually get it in May, they were getting it in April. We're like, "No, okay," and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, Brits, we still got you. You still get it 3 days early." I'm like, "Yeah, boy."
It confuses me. This surely it just encourages piracy.
Well, no, because the international markets are very good at keeping it all hush hush. And you notice, I don't know if you noticed it when we watched Into the Spider-Verse, but both my viewings, they had a bit at the beginning like this is being monitored, and they had a nice little spider logo, so you knew it was specific for that film.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just sort of that thing of like, if people really want to see these films, they're not going to pirate them. You know what I mean? And these kind of films lend themselves to watching them in cinema.
True.
In my opinion, anyway. And if you're going to pirate, don't.
Don't. You suck.
Don't, man. You ruin cinema. Don't do that to me. Look at all these films coming out this year. You know, if you keep pirating, you're going to be one. And do you know how entertaining this radio show will be talking about that? What? Oh, yeah, you know that one film that's coming out? Yeah, I probably just... My mate's going to pirate me, so...
Might have to talk about comic books rather than films.
I know.
But no, it's all about
if people keep buying trades, then we won't have any comics to talk about.
Anyway, it's all about Endgame. We don't need to say
all
anymore.
About the Endgame.
It's all about Endgame. It feels like we've waited like a lifetime since Infinity War.
But that's the maddest thing is, because for Avengers films, we've been waiting 3 years each time. And this time around, it's just 1 year, but it feels longer somehow.
Feels like forever.
And it's that cliffhanger thing. And loads of people were talking about on Twitter... let's do a little name drop. Brian Michael Bendis did this as well. He said, "Oh, you millennials or whatever say like, oh, a year's too long to wait." And he's like, "We had to wait 3 years after Empire Strikes Back."
No, he's
to
right.
Get a solution. So it's like, well, I'm kind of grateful for that, but it just feels long. You know what I mean? But I'm hyped for it, and like I feel like Ant-Man and the Wasp with the end credit scene like built the hype towards it again. Captain Marvel is just going to do the same thing, which I think is great to have those two films in between the thing just to get you even more hyped.
I've actually watched Ant-Man and the Wasp now.
Woohoo! What do you think, mate?
I really enjoyed it. It was very silly and very fun.
Yeah.
And you're right that it's kind of like the light relief, like Deadpool, but for the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And that post-credit scene,
That post-credit
scene, though.
I'll give you that.
The one with the ants on the drum.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other one, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
I wonder what that ant on the drum is going to do in Endgame. I wonder if he's the pivotal point.
Maybe he is.
He plays the drums on Thanos' head.
That would be good. Right,
he does say aim for the head, so maybe whacks a few drums, whack him on the head.
True.
There you go.
Maybe it's the ant
that's
that
the true
saves the
savior.
world.
Everyone thinks it's going to be Captain Marvel or Ant-Man. Nah, it's the ant. It's not Anthony, because Anthony died. Rip.
Oh,
just a moment for Anthony. Now, a film I'm not quite sure was going to happen, or is still going to happen. It's up in the air, but apparently it's got June 7th on it. It's Dark Phoenix by Fox Marvel. You know, the Nickelback of... if Nickelback produced the Beatles,
it's an 18-year-old franchise.
Yeah.
X-Men came out in 2000.
It is. It's old enough to drink it.
If it is going to be the last one, I want it to be good. I want it to be a nice final film.
A last hurrah.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you go off into the sun.
Not sure it's going to be, but I really want it to be.
Because this is the second time they've set up Dark Phoenix, and then the director's just... Bryan Singer has... This is the second time Bryan Singer has set up Dark Phoenix Saga and then left and not do the third film. And I'm like, I think it's Simon Kinberg doing it, and he's been there for all the X-Men stuff, so he's been there for the good and the bad and the ugly. So I'm hoping it's more of the good. But at this point, I'm just like, oh, man. Just because all this talk about Fox finally going to Disney, and now they said they were going to make plans for 2020, and now they're talking about maybe 2019. I'm just like, oh. At this point, I'm like, oh, just move it over to Disney. I mean, I'm ready for it. Like,
we'll see.
But
we'll see.
Again, I always want comic book films to succeed, because it just means we get more, so I am hoping it does do well, and yeah, come on. I'm rooting for you guys, sort of, partly, if it definitely happens. Just make it happen.
Make it happen.
Another one of those things, like, New Mutants was going to be on this list. Gambit was going to be on this list, but they've been on, like, those New Mutants supposed to come out last year as well. Gambit's supposed to be coming out for years, and it's just like, I definitely don't think these two are happening, which makes me suspicious about this one.
That's a shame, because
this
New
one
Mutants was the one I was really interested in.
Well,
the horror take looks great.
Exactly, and the rumour is that trailer came out, I was like, oh, this is really cool, nice horror take, and then they're like, oh, wait, we should probably do more of this, so they reshot it to make it more like that, and now it's developing, and then the whole thing with Fox and Disney, like we say. So hopefully it does come out, and just, like, it feels like a waste. I always hate it whenever I edited stuff for, like, film and stuff like that, and it never got out. It's like you put all that hard work into something, and not... Yeah. I guess anyone can sympathise with that. You put so much hard work, and it doesn't actually pay off.
We talked about Jared Leto and the Joker, didn't we, a few shows back, and so you understand it, and particularly a whole film. I want to see the New Mutants, but I think you're right. I don't think we're going to.
Now, another film we talked about 2 weeks ago was Men in Black International, and that's coming out June 14th. Now, you were a bit...
No, like the trailer for Hellboy didn't really convince you. The trailer for Men in Black International didn't really convince me. But Chris Hemsworth's pretty.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I
go
imagined
watch it 'cause
that's
he's
what I imagined
pretty.
your take was.
He's pretty.
It's got that Ragnarok feel. Obviously, you can easily say that. Just it's got this Tessa Thompson and him
I
in.
don't want to do rude things. I just want to snuggle up to him. He's just big and he'd be good at hugs. And
he's pretty funny guy.
I do want to have sex with him. I'm lying.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry.
I was trying. Try and keep this show clean.
Sorry, I was trying to be nice, but no.
Don't you dare talk.
I wasn't being true to myself.
Don't you dare talk about what you do with Stormbreaker. I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
No, he is pretty, and there was more to it than that in the trailer, but I just didn't feel like it.
I do
convinced
think
me.
them two together as a comedy duo is something I really enjoyed in Ragnarok and something I'm really looking forward to in this. And like, it's not going to be exactly like Ragnarok because obviously they're not playing Thor and Valkyrie, but so it'd be interesting to see what characters they sort of take out of that, and it'd be interesting to see how it adds to the lore of Men in Black and their 3 films that have been, because they always had. It was always about that partnership between Will Smith's character and Tommy Lee Jones's character. I think it's like Kay and Another Letter, but it was always about that combo.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see a new duo take the thing, and I wonder as well because they always do this thing like. The end of the film, it's like, oh, this whole universe is contained in a marble. It's contained in this. It's contained in that. I wonder what the whole universe is going to be contained in.
Rubber duck.
Now, a rubber duck, maybe. A rubber duck in someone's bathtub.
You heard it first.
A rubber duck.
On Geek of the Week, it's a rubber duck.
They're going to be contained in a rubber duck.
It's not a rubber duck, is it?
In Taika Waititi's bathtub. That's how he's going to get his cameo in. He's going to have a little Korg statue next to him as well, just to, get all the reference in. Just be
good.
Yeah, there you go. You can run with that.
We've cracked it.
I'm loving that. And now a film I'm going to be super excited about. I'm not even going to lie. Last year was a great year for Spidey, and it continues this year because on July 5th, Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be released, and I'm super excited for this, but I'm going to let you go first.
My only issue with this is spoilers.
Well,
obviously Spider-Man comes back in Endgame, doesn't he?
I mean, you don't know.
Spoilers.
That. See, well, this is my speculation. Because they're going on a field trip in Infinity War, they're coming back on a school bus. So my hope is, or my little brain canon is, that not Endgame, I'm getting confused now. Far From Home happens just before Infinity War. So what would be really cool, in my head anyway, is they come back from this trip, they're on the school bus or whatever, and then that's when you see Thanos' thing, and then everyone goes, ooh, maybe that would be maybe that would be the case if this came out when Ant-Man came out, or if this came out before Endgame, but you might be right. It might be, he might come back in Endgame.
I hadn't thought of that, actually. I was assuming it was afterwards. But when you think about it, that scheduling it before Infinity War would be no different to what they did with Ant-Man. So, good point. Well,
I mean, it could happen.
So he could still be dead, Fraser.
Yeah,
imagine that. Spider-Man might be dead. Your lovely Tom Holland will be perma-dead.
Mate, don't do that. I already cried last week. I want to cry this week. Right, now
I'm a horrible person.
You just got rid of all my hype for this. And just like, I had all these amazing things to say, and now it's just tears.
Come on, get hyped, Fraser. Your turn.
I'm happy about Jake Gyllenhaal being Mysterio, and I'm really keen to see where they go with Mysterio, because like him and Spidey teaming up. Apparently, there was like a trailer description. I was like, but I reckon it's going to be one where obviously he betrays him. But the thing with Mysterio is, in the comics, he's either wacky and dumb, or he's like this super mysterious, like super powerful person.
Yeah.
There's never like a middle ground, so I'm keen to see where they go. And it's also kind of funny because there's a little Spidey fact here. So in Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire had like a back injury or something, and he was trying to play it up for more money, but they were actually going to replace him with Jake Gyllenhaal. So Jake Gyllenhaal nearly played Spider-Man. So that's a nice little tidbit you can take with you. Not many people liked Tobey Maguire as well in that film. The guy who plays Thingy Magdaleno, easy to say. The guy who plays Flash Thompson in the originals. So he has to punch Peter in a scene or something. And who's the guy who plays Harry Osborn? He's always in the... I can't believe I'm forgetting all these. Seth Rogen's mate.
Everyone knows who it is. Move on.
Yeah, oh, that's really going to put my head, that. I know him so much. James Franco, there we go. I literally had him in my head going, you know when he eats the pie in Spider-Man 3? I had that image in my head, and somehow that helped
James Franco.
Helped me get to it. But he was like, I think he gave him extra money or something, or whispered, and all the crew were like, yeah, if you actually punch him, we'll do. And apparently, he really...
Damn.
Just a little bit of tidbit. But yeah, to go back to Far From Home... Yeah, I'm just super hyped to it, and he's got loads of cool suits. He's got a new like red and black one with
he's got
a white logo.
Hasn't he?
A black stealthy suit. So I'm just interested. He's working with Shield in this. Nick Fury and Maria Hill are in this. I'm really happy Maria Hill's in it. Like, I don't want to get this give out a vibe that I'm like oh, I love Maria Hill, but I just like the whole Shield thing, and I also like Robin because I like Kobe Smulders because I like How I Met Your Mother.
You do like How I Met Your Mother.
And in my head, I'm just like, oh, it's all connected. But yeah, Far From Home, gonna love it. And we did add it in the list. So apparently New Mutants is coming out August 2nd. Now, I thought I got rid of this, but I didn't. I should have looked at the notes before I started talking.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. A load
of
I think we will see Dark Phoenix, but I'm pretty sure we won't see it.
Yeah, and August 2nd seems a bit weird. Like, I could see this in, like, Halloween with, like, obviously the spooky, scary vibes. But yeah,
True.
I did dig the trailer. I am afraid of cats, so I was a bit like, I don't know if I'll see this. But then I was like,
you're definitely going to see it if it arrives,
Fraser. It's a superhero film. Of course I'm going to see it. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to pack an extra hoodie just to, you know.
We'll wrap you in bubble wrap and get you in the cinema.
It'll be fine. I made it through Stranger Things and Sabrina. I'm sure I can make it through this. Now, the last one that we're going to talk about, again, is one of these. So it's like, is it going to happen? It's probably going to happen. And it's looking more and more like it's happening. Is a Joker movie an individual, like, separate to the DCEU?
I'm fascinated by it. The whole idea fascinates me. Either it's a stroke of genius that they're having, like, separate universes, or it just shows a complete lack of confidence in the main DCU. And I just think...
Bit of both.
I think yes, but I think everyone's going to see it as the latter.
Bit of both.
And it's interesting, and I think I've read the premise and it looks good.
I guess it depends on how the film
really
goes.
good.
If the film's great, then people are like, oh yeah, it's them splitting the universes. If it doesn't, it's like, oh well, this has an interesting story, the whole Joker movie, because originally the idea was to have Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio team up, because obviously they love a good team up, but they were going to team up together. He was going to direct it, and Leo was going to play the Joker, and they were going to do sort of like New York,
which would have been amazing,
like Departed thing, which is really cool. But unfortunately that didn't happen. But it's got Todd Phillips in, who did the Hangover movies, and Joaquin Phoenix, who's looked like he's going for the like he's going full crazy with the Joker. The only thing that lets me down in my head for this Joker movie is they're sort of doing an origin story for the Joker, and the best thing for me anyway about the Joker is he doesn't really have an origin. Like, you can't. It's that unreliable narrator. You can't really trust what he's saying.
Even the Killing Joke was an unreliable narrator.
Exactly, and they've done it many times in the comics. There's a book that's literally just called Joke, and they've done it like... I think that was the book, or there was another book where each issue was a different origin. Like,
that's clever.
And they obviously did it in The Dark Knight. Everyone's like, you want to know how I got these scars, and everything was like, you couldn't actually trust him. So it was, it was. Now, we're going to briefly touch on TV. I hope final thoughts, just hope the Joker movie works out. More movies, and it's going to be an 18 rated R if you're in America.
Which is what I will
might be a 15. So if they go more into that, go darker. There was supposed to be a Thomas Wayne in this, but he was on the project for like 2 days and then backed out.
Right.
So that'd be cool to see. It's set in the 80s, so is there going to be a Batman? Is there not? Who knows? Now, we're going to talk briefly about TV, just to slam it all in. We're going to talk about Netflix. Now, Titans is finally coming to the UK in January. We're getting Punisher Season 3 in January, and we're getting a series called The Umbrella Academy, which is a comic by Gerard Way.
Right, here's my thing with Gerard Way. I really find My Chemical Romance just so emo, and it's just bad. But I love his comics.
His
and
comics are great.
I wanted to hate his comics because it's Gerard Way. But The Umbrella Academy is brilliant. It's one that I want to put on trade-off at some point.
Yeah.
So please, Netflix, make Umbrella Academy good.
That'll be the perfect thing to do as well. If we put it on trade-off when the thing comes out. Yeah, I'm really digging it. And like he did some great stuff with Doom Patrol. And
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you say, it is bizarre when someone comes from another medium into comics and just smashes it out. Like CM Punk from wrestling came over there. There's been other musicians who have come over and smashed it. And it's like loads of people from the Wu-Tang Clan have written comics, and it's like, whoa, what? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm really like excited for this. I'm excited for the whole Netflix lineup.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do with Punisher season 3. I really want it to be
the last one.
I want it to be Frank Castle going into the offices of Netflix and going, "Bring my friends back," but don't think it's going to be that.
No.
And then I'm cautiously optimistic about Titans. I want to see it because I like the Teen Titans, but I've heard really bad stuff about it, so I'm like, but
we'll see.
Who knows?
We'll see.
They do mention Doom Patrol in there, and they have a whole episode.
Did you see that silly trailer?
Which is
great fun.
Which is a nice little segue, because now we're going to talk about DC Universe shows, because Doom Patrol, yeah.
That looks fun.
That trailer, it looks fun.
It does.
And Brendan Fraser's back. I'm kind of glad to see him back because sort of he had a load of issues, with the Me Too movement and stuff like that. He was a victim of one of them. And sort of like people messing around there. So it's good to see him back. And yeah, it's so wacky. The different characters is like yeah, no, really digging it, and it's just craziness. More with the DC universes, we're getting a Harley Quinn, a Swamp Thing, and Young Justice Outsiders is coming back, which I'm really excited about. And I've already talked about it.
We've talked about Harley Quinn before. We've talked about Young Justice. We have also talked about Swamp Thing before, but that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
and it's
one would assume Alan Moore is not involved, but I bet
somehow.
they can do something good with it.
Yeah.
I'm really, really fingers crossed, because
I'm hoping
the
Mark
Swamp
Hamill
Thing
makes
film,
a cameo.
The
He
Swamp
did a cool
Thing
something.
film was just diabolically, unforgivably bad. So please do something good with Swamp Thing, please.
Fingers crossed here. It could work out. But I'm just excited because these 4 shows, they're all kind of interesting, and they're obviously for someone, and the different audiences being reached.
It's interesting that the 2 you're interested in, the one I'm meh, and the 2 I'm interested in are the ones you're meh. Yeah. So hopefully between us we'll come up with a fair opinion of all 4 of them.
I just want DC Universe to come to the UK already. Come on.
Yeah, give us this,
Bring
please.
it over. Now, new shows that aren't Marvel or DC. Hey, there we go. We can do them as well. Watchmen is getting a TV series.
I assume that Alan Moore's not involved in that either.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, and Alan Moore.
The Boys.
We love you.
The Boys, which is going on Amazon, and this is really cool, interesting anyway, I believe, because Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who worked on Green Hornet, which some people are and Preacher are on this.
I like Preacher.
I'm hoping we get more Preacher vibes, and just these 2 are 2 comic book nerds. They love it, really, and they're good with films and producing stuff, so Boys looks interesting. Watchmen's going to be interesting because apparently they're not doing the original story. It seems like they're doing more like, before
inspired
Watchmen.
By,
and like the before Watchmen and stuff like that, or they're doing their own thing.
It better be good.
Yeah.
The thing about Watchmen stuff, it's either excellent or horrible. That's the comics
like
or the...
No in between.
Yeah.
We might touch upon... what's it called? Doomsday Clock one day. Maybe when it's finished, we'll put it on trade-off.
Yeah.
But we can't really put it on Polar Pass. It's a bit way ahead.
The reality is... We've chatted for half an hour about this. We are so fortunate in 2019. I mean, imagine
a Watchmen TV series, coming out ages ago. I'm like, I must have it all.
So, what a year 2019 is going to be.
And HBO as well. They do good adult stuff.
Yeah, they do. We're very lucky.
That's it. That's what we're looking forward to in 2019 anyway. And we're interested to know what you're looking forward to
Tell
in
us if
2019.
we've missed out on anything.
As well,
we had a gigantic list.
I'm
but I still think we've missed out
I'm
on
sure
things.
there's going to be much more. And you know what? There'll be much more that's announced as well. We looked as well sort of at new stuff that's coming out. I know Sabrina, we've already talked about, is getting a 2nd season. There's more stuff that's coming back out as well.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that, let us know below.
Thanks for listening to Geek of the Week. Be sure to tune in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel.
And if you want to follow us on social media, it's at GOTW Radio on Twitter. Search for Geek of the Week Radio Show on Facebook. And to listen again, it's www.mixcloud.com/Geek of the Week Radio Show.